How's everybody doing? This is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. And I have a good friend, a brother from another mother, Keith Pelaez, here with me. If you don't know Keith, he's an ambassador for this cigar lifestyle. If you want to know about different places in Tampa, Florida, where you can enjoy a good cigar and what make them unique, talk to Keith. And if you want a fine art piece of a door, you talk to him too. This is the regular, not regular, more the simpler blend that you tried a little bit ago. And you said it was a big difference between the first time.
30 days did it wonders for it.
Yep.
Basically, it just added a different flavor to it. Still consistent from the original, but it just seemed a little bit more flavorful. So it was more enjoyable.
Dominican Republic and Pennsylvania. Dominican Republic and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy that one a lot better now.
Okay, the guy from Costa Rica was here last week. The guy that he does Arabe.
Yes.
He was here. And on Monday, we had a great conversation. And he told me, because Raymond mentioned Spain, that Spain was a good place to go and push a product. He said, nah, not really. I think more Germany and Switzerland. I said, well, explain me, share with me why. He said that Spain has some kind of special treatment with Cuba. All right, Steve, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Spain has some kind of treaty with Cuba, with Cuban cigars, so they sell Cuban cigars cheaper than anybody in the world. So that makes it difficult for other cigars to compete with them.
Right.
And they said everything is so tight in Spain because how tight it is. They own the store, the warehouses where your cigars go in. And they're the one who distribute your cigars in Spain.
Right.
So they give the store 30 days, the warehouse has 30 days, and everybody says that in reality it takes about 4 months to see your money, and not on the whole shipment, on each order that they send out to the store.
From what I heard from people, stuff like that Germany does have a strong market when it comes to cigars and stuff like that. Everybody that I've talked to that travel, it's competitive, but still a good market.
They said the best way with Germany is to go to the show, which is a really good show, and they're really professional. They really have stores and distributors participate in the show, so you don't waste your money going to that show because there's many distributors looking for new brands. But he says that I need to register the brand, like kind of here with FDA. I got to register with the European Union to be able to sell in Germany. So I don't know how to go about that. But it's something that it will be on the to-do list. So going back to Grand Cathedral, they finished the outside, they put the fish.
Yeah, the ponds are done. Supposedly they're working on building a bar outside so they can service people outside. So
Nice.
I mean, they're going to get their clientele for what they're looking for is basically, that higher clientele. That basically the high class, supposedly, what they're shooting for in that area.
I don't know about that, and this is my personal opinion. unless they do something that really surprises everyone. I parked by the old hardware.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever hardware, they lend that parking lot for them to use it.
After hours.
But I felt intimidated walking from there to Grand Cathedral. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, their parking lot seems like their main parking lot is always packed when you drive by there. So for the flow that they want, it's going to be hard to keep parking there. And I think I'm not 100% certain if they're still using their church, but last time I found out they were still using their church parking.
That's closed one. That's a closed one.
You know, usually after hours and stuff like that, after church hours and stuff.
And they got the full liquor ready straight now, no? Or they still have the food truck?
No, the food truck's still there.
So you still have the food truck in there. They probably have that same, gig of. How you doing? See, of the catering license or whatever.
Right. No, not catering. It's still the catering license. That's went away, so they can't do the catering. So they use the food truck as them selling food there. That way they can sell liquor and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a full liquor or just they use the food truck to get their liquor license. But they're able to sell liquor, you know.
That's good. That's good because the place has a lot of potential. I just believe they need to soften up a little bit. Which when people talk about our rules here, we probably steer a lot of locals away because of the rules we got here. Probably a lot of locals go, I don't go to Tabanero because of this. Right?
Yeah, but your rules are not strict. They're just simple rules. No smoking cigarettes. I understand that fully. There's many places I've been to. I got an outside bar. I can't smoke a cigar, but you see people smoking cigarettes. You know.
No, and let's be honest, because we were at the casino on Tuesday when we were having dinner with Karen and her husband, and we went and sat at the bar. Nobody was smoking. We light up cigars, and a couple went and sit down right behind us and light up a cigarette. Man. It was bothering me like crazy. And I say, imagine if I allow people to smoke cigarettes instead of.
Oh yeah.
So it bothers you?
Yeah. Some people complain about the cigar smell, but then you got people that complain about the cigarette smell. I don't like cigarette smell. Cigars I can deal with, which I've been smoking them for years, so it is what it is. But I just don't like cigarettes at all, you know. So same thing with me. I'll go sit somewhere and they light up a cigarette. Like, I'm not going to move, but yet it's not going to be enjoyable
you can't
for me
concentrate.
For when I'm having dinner or whatever and they're smoking a cigarette around me. The smell is just very, very nasty or just doesn't smell very well.
It's like you tasted the burning paper. The burning. And for someone that doesn't do neither, cigarettes or cigars, it will go, it's the same. Yeah, right.
No, night and day.
Night and day. Even cigars, when people buy cheap bundle cigars.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you can smell the difference in a well-constructed cigar versus a cheap cigar. And you got people that go buy the $4, $5 cigars for bundle packs, and it's been $30. You don't know how they're rolled. You don't know what's in them. You don't know how they're going to burn. For the cost of that $30 or $40 you spend on 20 cigars, half of them may be worth it, and half of them may not be.
Yeah.
So for that, you might as well just buy 10 good cigars that you know that you're going to enjoy, that are going to be flavorful. You're going to enjoy every one of them.
So, when you're waiting for your green card, you're not allowed to start over. Right? You're not coming back in until you get a fiance visa and all those other things.
And it's funny how people that are thinking about getting into cigars, which which I make the same mistake. You don't talk to anybody because it's intimidating, some of us. And then when we go and say, well, let me go ahead and give it a try, we buy the cheapest cigar in case that we don't like it. And that's such a big mistake.
Right, well, that's the same thing with me. Is usually when I buy something new or try something new, I'll buy two. I'll try one on a fresh palate, and then I'll let it sit for a little while and come back maybe 2, 3, and maybe even a month later and try it again because my palate may have changed or something may have changed in it to where I may enjoy it later on. So I've always followed that, because then if you try it a second time and it still tastes like it did a month ago, then you know that's not in your wheelhouse, or not your palate doesn't like it.
When you're not working, because when you're working, you usually wait into the end of the day. But when you're not working, do you found by any chance what is the best time of the day for you to smoke, that you enjoy most, that you picked up?
Most of the time, I smoke one a day after work to relax. But during a normal weekend, it's different. I'll enjoy one in the afternoon, then I'll enjoy another one in the evening time. Just depends on my day and stuff like that. But usually early afternoon to in the evening time and stuff like that is usually when I smoke. If I could smoke during the day, I would, but with my industry, I can't.
I know. But I'm saying, if you had the chance, because I know you had the chance, like when you go out to your family farm, and if you have the chance, do you find a time during the day, morning, or
morning? Sometimes I will light up, but most of the time it's after 12. Anytime
after 12.
So early afternoon I usually can enjoy. I'll sit
breakfast, lunch, and then.
Right, exactly. But every once in a while, like I said, I will light up in the morning, but it's very rare.
All right, guys, welcome. I love when people come in and they get a punch by the aroma. They walk out.
You're walking to the cigar spot. So.
What you're expecting.
Exactly. So like I said, usually that early mid-afternoon is usually the best time to smoke, I think, then. And then, like I said, at evening time, sometimes after dinner, I'll go sit out back or something like that and enjoy one.
When I'm in Nicaragua, the first 2 trips, because Raymond was getting to know me, and of course, he wants to impress me. Most of the cigars that he was giving me to try, they already had 30 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The third trip, I said, listen, man, don't keep giving me already aged cigar. Let me smoke from the table.
Right.
Let me not lose that taste. Let me keep getting my palate better when it comes to trying blends fresh from the table. So I can imagine, have an idea what's going to happen in 90 days, or I just change it right there.
Right.
When you had this one 30 days ago, of course, it wasn't really giving you the true profile or true flavor, but you had an idea that something good could happen.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, fresh on the table, you're going to get all that aroma. It's going to hit you hard, but yet it hasn't settled down yet to where to really enjoy it and taste what it's going to grow into. It's like anything, it's like you taking a plant right off the thing and roll it and smoking it like that. But you want to let it sit a little bit. But I understand what you're saying right there. So
I can spot easy. This is a good example with wrapper. Now that you mention it, I can spot really easy the Candela wrapper. Where you try a Candela wrapper and you smoke Connecticut, you can see that when the Candela is finished fermenting and become a Connecticut, it's going to be a good Connecticut. Because it's not bitter, it's extremely sweeter. I have tried Candelas that doesn't matter how long you leave them in there, Same thing with wrappers. There are some wrappers that they still humid and it's burning perfectly and everything, but there's a hint of bitterness that eventually in 90 days it will settle. So you need to keep that alive when you're in manufacturing. And down there, a lot of people test you, to see how much you know. You try it. What do you think? I go, it's okay.
Somebody gave me one the other day, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, but it was just straight earth. It tasted like earth, straight dirt. It burned well, but it had no flavor to it.
And how was the draw?
Draw was decent. The draw was very decent. It burned very nice, and the draw was good, but it
wasn't dry?
It just had one hell of an earthy taste to it. And it was just like, I got halfway through it, and I'm like, I could have went outside and took a bunch of sand and threw it in my mouth after a while. I ended up putting it down and starting something else just to change my palate up.
Based on your experience, do you think it had Dominican filler? You think it was a Dominican filler?
Like I said, if I can remember the cigar, it was.
No, don't tell me. Don't give me.
No. It wasn't a name I was going to try to give you. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I cannot remember.
Because I get that a lot. And Tony, Big Tony, Big Tony, the limousine guy.
Yeah.
One day he was here and he said the same thing. I can't smoke Dominican cigars because of this, because of that. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Your music's too loud. You gotta turn it down. That's from Richie Ricardo. He pulled it up on the video.
Who's that? Richard McCarty.
So the guy works in that time. The guy used to bust your chops.
For real?
No.
I thought you said Ricky Ricardo. I said Lucy's out there.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good, man.
Got you on tape. The cameras are everywhere.
Mine's even on for a change.
Yeah. How's your day going?
Well, it's going good, sir. Have another one.
Thank you, sir. Oh my God.
But yeah, it was real earthy. I mean, it was just like, wow. It's like there was no flavor, and like I said, it burned halfway through the cigar, and it was still the same flavor. And I'm like, yeah, it was not good. I was like, nah, I had to put it down.
Raymond, hermano, esto está muy bueno. Esto está muy bueno. Ya tiene los 30 días exactos. Wow. Ken, I gotta send you one of this so you can try it. It's something simple. It's something that we are thinking for catalogs online sale under another brand, made by Tabanero, but a different brand. It will be only available online on catalog outlets, and we're thinking of Cigar Page. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's a good smoke. Like I said, I really enjoyed that one. I smoked it last Sunday. It was pretty good. So that time it took, and now in another 30 days, how's it going to be,
Raymond was really happy because this week he was able to get another 200 barrels of filler. 200, I think, or 300 barrels of filler. The situation is not getting better, it's getting worse and worse with filler, wrapper. Look at the Baltic birch. By the week, it keeps going up. I know it's coming from Russia, from Ukraine, so.
They're probably going to need that to board up buildings.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first quarter of it has a little bit of pepper, not a great amount. It's not overbearing, but then it smooths out a little bit, and it's nice and smooth.
You know what? Now that you mention it, last one that I had, I felt that. In the beginning, it take a little bit to warm up to.
Right.
Yep.
Didn't burn hot, just burned nice and smooth. I had no issues out of it. And that one, normally I can smoke a Big Daddy in about an hour or so. That one I sat down and didn't drink any coffee, nothing with it. I just had water just to taste it through from the foot all the way through, just to see how it lasted. And it really changed just very slightly, but it was smooth all the way through.
How's that we keep planning to go and visit him? The guy with the afro, the Dominican guy with the afro.
Vindy?
Vindy, how's Vindy doing?
As far as I know, fine. I haven't been down there. I know he had an event last week, but I've had, I think, one of his hand rolls last time I was there, but I smoked something else the time before. I've been meaning to get down there and check him out. Matter of fact, I was at that other place on Kennedy, and they have their hand rolls there, which are not bad. They're
Vindy hand rolls or their hand rolls?
The hand rolls at this other spot on Kennedy.
Okay.
They had a.
Thank you, guys.
Had a, they're bigger cigars, but they're all pretty much, to me, they're a medium.
Thank you, ladies.
They're a medium strength. They weren't bad. They weren't bad at all. They burn pretty good too as well.
There's a lot of rollers that came through here, through this shop when they came from Cuba. There's also Felix and Marrero. They're doing a lot of cigars at home for other stores.
Right.
And they're good rollers, so if there were hand rolls from here, from them, they got good cigars.
Right.
Your ride's here, buddy. Is it ready?
Sorry, sir.
They had I had a Maduro, so 6x60 from them, and then I had a barber pole. That was actually pretty decent too. That was the first one I smoked when I got there. That was probably, like I said, a strong mild or medium, but it was still a good smoke. I didn't have no issues out of it, no canoeing, no nothing. So, but it was, like I said, a strong medium, which is, that's about as low as I'll go.
They found over 500 pounds of animal. We're like, whoa, what happened?
I did an event yesterday at Pavilion guest house by the pool, and I was always trying to find out a way that I can get to know the neighbors, with cigars. Hey, here. Besides the advertising in the van. So my wife is getting involved a lot with the
Association
stuff. So she did her first event yesterday. So we brought food from El Oso, from the supermarket in Hillsborough.
Right.
So the pork was amazing, the rice,
Well, we've had that discussion a few times about rice.
but the pork was really good. So man, I was ready to see 15 people, 10 people, because I heard that that's most of the people that go to any event in there, and it's usually an event for kids. There was 35 people in the room, 35.
Really?
We were like, wow. So I told my wife, let's tell people to serve and eat. So I give them a break. They were eating and almost done. I jump in and started talking about Tampa, this and that. Why Tampa? Is anybody from Tampa? No. Well, you know why Tampa? How Tampa was made? No. And then I got into it. And at some point, I'm looking at these people and they're like this. I'm like, wow! I got all their attention.
A lot of transplants.
Man, and they had a blast. I had like 8 people that stayed to the end, went outside, and they'll light up cigars. I was like, wow. So it was a total success. And it felt good because I took the PowerPoint presentation to their place. They have a big TV, and I did the presentation in there. How to cut the cigar, like a cigar. Oh my God, they were having a blast. And right there, I kind of sense like, wow, this is nice. This can become something,
Right.
Like when people invite speakers and things like that. Whoa, this is a speaker about cigars,
Right.
And I said, you know what? I got to tweak the presentation, put a little bit of history, Vicente, and
Well,
Ariel.
you got a lot of people that come down here that don't know. They know of cigars, but don't know the etiquette of
They don't
cigars.
know anything. And they don't know cigars, Tampa Cigars heritage. I said, wow. So I'm going to jump with Steve on one of his history tours, learn a little bit more, and make the presentation bigger, longer, with history, and then cigars. And at the end, when it's done, I will play the wall video loop. So if we keep having a conversation, people can still see the tobacco fields. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to make it nice. So anybody that invite us to our client friends, because you get a lot of invitations of non-profit organizations. Oh yeah, come. You can sell cigars. Nah, not really. That has a price. To go out to an event has a price. But when it's things like that, a client, someone that really supports us, and they want to do a presentation like that, and it's not with the cigar roller. It's So people were really happy. They were clapping at the end. I was like, wow.
Makes you feel good, huh?
Oh my God. I had everybody's attention, and people not even smoke say, okay, man, listening to you makes you like lighting up a cigar. I said, okay. And my wife was saying, you don't get nervous? I said, it's not like I'm lying.
Right.
I'm like a once in a.
Some people can't speak in front of people. So.
Yeah.
But you're talking about your passion.
Yeah.
So it's like breathing air.
Yeah. How are you guys? Welcome. Coffee?
Are you recording right now?
Yes, all the time.
Oh, really? What's the occasion? This is an interview?
No, we are talking about cigars.
What is? Oh, you're cigars.
Talking about cigars, a lifestyle. Yep.
You got Cubans in here?
Myself and that's about it.
No Cuban cigars.
Not yet.
They're still illegal. Yeah, I'm the only Cuban here. And a few other cigars that are there for private collection. The guy from Costa Rica, he does Arabe. And he said, I enjoy Arabe, but they're pretty mild,
Yeah, I told you that too. They're extremely mild.
He said, try this. I was impressed. But I jumped from that sample to another cigar, and again, same wrapper issues. And on all the cigars, the 4 that I tried that he brought, the 3 that I bought at Grand Cathedral, they all have draw issues. And he said, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a drop master, but we don't really use it. We do it by weight and this and that. I said, Pepin Garcia has the same old Cuban mentality of not using a drop master. And with all the respect to Pepin, which is a master, it's a mentor for myself, Pepin is not as consistent with his draw.
And that's important.
It's important.
Because of the fact that you can't draw. I've done it numerous times. I've paid $25, $30 for a cigar, and I've thrown them away. If I can't draw them, or if I got to keep lighting them, or if I'm having issues with it, cracking or something like that, I've thrown them away. There's no reason to, because you won't enjoy it. It's more like work, and you want to smoke a cigar to enjoy it. So I've had a few problems in the day. I've had some that I've lit, they're so moist, they'll burn on one side and not burn on the other, and they'll canoe, and it's like, you get tired of that. You're like, throw it away, and you go get something that you know that is a little more consistent, that you've had before, that you have smoked.
Yeah, you find yourself going to the comfort zone.
Exactly. After having something that's bad like that, and you're like, I'll just go to something I know what the flavor is on that one, and I'll enjoy it, even though my palate may be a little jacked up or destroyed because of what I just had. But you go to that comfort zone.
I think the draw on a cigar, besides the look or whatever, because when a cigar is in a cellophane and it has an okay band, a good band, not everybody takes the cellophane and starts looking at the wrapper and how stretched it is. Let's just look at the band, look at the cigar, and take the cellophane. And the first impression is a draw.
Right.
When you cut, ooh, right there, it will kill the relation.
Yep.
And I see people gambling about that. They say, nah, that whole weight and this and that. No, we weight every bunch. Okay, you can weight every bunch, but if your roller twisted when he was bunching, that's it. You got no draw. You got a tight draw.
Now I know a guy that does hand rolls in Dunedin, and old Cuban guy, and that's what he does. He twists all this, but the way he does it, he still has a good draw out of it.
No. What I'm saying, what you're saying is tubing.
Oh.
He's tubing. And what I'm saying is, you weight the bunch, and yeah, it will give you, I don't know, 30 grams or whatever, 30, 35 grams. Okay, it's in a good weight pattern. But when he was grabbing all the leaves, accordion or tubing, doesn't matter. When he puts it on the buncher, I don't know, he talked to someone or whatever, and when he pulled, somehow he put it in a wrong angle, the bunch gets twisted a little bit. That's it, you got a draw issue. And it was the perfect weight. So how you gonna, when you put the 50 count wheel on the scale, yeah, it's gonna have a good weight because it has the right amount of material, but where's the handmade arrow or someone, you know.
Well, actually, you know something?
Cheers, brother.
Thank you, man.
Have a good day. He's done twists, but he does do on certain cigars, like his bigger ones. I think he does a bunching effect on those. Some of the smaller ones,
accordion.
Accordion. But on the smaller ones, I think he does a little bit of a twist to them. I don't know, but he doesn't have a draw machine either. But I usually don't have a bad cigar from him.
Yeah, but Keith, you gotta understand, it's one individual.
Right.
One individual making those cigars. So if he's gonna do 100 a day, he's gonna take his time, pay attention. But people that are really making production, 350 bunches a day.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They also book the leaf. You can use one leaf as a base and then put everything inside of that leaf. Okay, fine. But if you put 2 or 3 just flat like that, like a book, you're gonna tight that cigar. And I've been in front of a roller that he feels confident that he can put the base, the seco, and another biso like that, just bang, bang, not as accordion or tubing. And that's a cigar that can be a problem because he's booking the tobacco. And again, it will give you the correct weight, but no draw. And sometimes even cigars that you can draw, and you go, wow, this is nice. You cut the cigar, it's not lit yet, and you not even realize, and then you light up. But after about an inch, you find yourself putting the cigar in the ashtray too often because your brain hasn't realized that the cigar is not tight, but it's sujeto. The draw is not 40, it's like 50, 55, and that gets you tired. Even that you were able to draw on the cigar.
Right.
Because there are cigars that you cut and you can pull. Some people go, well, it's more European style. They like it more tighter. No.
You got, like I said, if you're not enjoying it and you got to work for it, it's not enjoyable at all.
When people go, how do you know if you like a cigar? Well, if you find yourself paying attention to the cigar, you know, you keep smoking, means that you like it. How are you guys? Welcome. So we already did Tabanero. Where are we going to go next? Oh, we talked about Cigar International. The one on 54, the one on...
Right. There's one in Brandon. But one
Let's
in
try next week.
That'd be fine.
Let's try it. I don't have anything. I don't have anything next week.
All right, that's fine. Go out there and just mosey around, see what they got. But we definitely need to get down to Findy's though too.
Yeah, 50. We go next in 50. Yeah. How close is 50 to Casa Montecristo?
Well, Casa Montecristo is in Soho, so probably from Casa Montecristo to Soho, you're probably talking maybe 15 minutes.
Oh, so he's not that close. We're far.
Yeah, it's just a different animal altogether down there. Casa de Montecristo, you know, they have their clientele for the Soho district. A lot of the kids from college and stuff like that, they'll go in there. They have
So they're really because of the location. The college kids are really getting into it.
some of them are, yeah. You got some people, they go in there, but they got a bar too, so they go in there to have a drink and they'll light up a cigar. Whether they're cigar connoisseurs or not, it's hard to say. But some of them go in there. But you got some of the older guys that live in that area around there that venture there. You got some regulars that go in there. I've been there a few times. I don't go there quite often. If I go there, it's during the day. I don't go in the evening times or the night. That's more like a day trip up until about 7 o'clock or so. And after that, you know, you get a lot of the college kids that like to hoot holler up and down the streets.
But it's not just there. Every time I hear you talking about different lounges or cigar bars that they have alcohol, for some reason, because of the alcohol, later in the day, everything changes, no?
It does change up a little bit, yeah. You get more people that are going there for a drink or something like that. You do get your cigar smokers that go in there and drink, but yet it's more, you'll see for, say you have a group of 4 or 5 guys, you may have 2 guys that smoke, but all 5 guys are drinking. You know, Davidoff has that problem every once in a while, but a lot of the guys that go in there, and even the females that go in there, they smoke and stuff like that, but they go in there too for the alcohol. Because with Davidoff, you got specialty alcohol, where a lot of these other places have the Woodfords and the stuff that you can buy off the shelf. With Davidoff, you have your single barrels, picks, and stuff like that, so they have a little more variety, a lot bigger variety, where a lot of the smaller places are going to be, your regular stuff. But
from those cigar bars that you've been around them, how many they don't allow cigarettes?
I think all of them basically do. I don't think any of them, they allow cigars and cigarettes. Because they want to keep the clientele coming in. And if you got a friend that smokes cigarettes, and once again, we'll go to a 4 or 5 man group, you may have 1 guy that smokes cigarettes, 2 guys smoke cigars, but all 5 are drinking alcohol. Then they're trying to, talk their friend into trying a cigar.
So we going back to alcohol. Alcohol.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of them do. I mean, Davidoff does. I think Fendi does, because I've seen some people, I've seen a woman outside smoking. I've never seen anybody smoking cigarettes in Casa de Montecristo, but, they don't frown upon it if somebody smokes a cigarette.
I guess that answers why we never pack, because we don't allow cigarettes. And I love people's face, cigar smokers' face, when they come in and their wife smokes cigarettes, and they go, look at the sign. They don't allow cigarettes here. Thanks God. So I guess they go all the places and they got to deal with the wife smoking the cigarette.
Exactly. But that's a lot of places, though. A lot of bars, a lot of sports bars and stuff like that they allow the cigarette smoke on the outside. But there's a lot of places that don't allow cigar smoke, which...
That's crazy. They don't allow the cigar smoking outside.
Right. There's quite a few places that allow cigarette smoke.
In here in Tampa.
Yep.
That is nuts.
But, to each his own. They figured that they're going to get more clientele with cigarette smokers than they are with cigar smokers. And they figure cigar smokers, the smell of cigars are going to run people off. So they cater to the masses, basically.
I was listening to a few interviews on the Vegas cigar show, the one in the beginning of the year. that is everyone. There's vaping, cannabis, all that stuff. And I bet when I hear, if I sit down and hear it once in the PCA, middle of the year, I will pay attention and I will hear the same thing. When a brand owner is talking about their brand, you can see how much emphasis they're putting into. Oh, we make this line. We make. Thank you, gentlemen. Good to see you, Willie.
See you later, Willie.
We make this line. We make this line for these people. We have everything for everybody. A lot of them they say that.
Right.
We have a cigar for every walk of life. We have a cigar for everyone. We have, we got this, we got that. And I go, I had it pretty clear since the beginning that I was not going to be everything for everybody.
No, you can't be. It's too difficult.
But you see a lot of people in this industry that they want to have a cigar for everyone. They bundle the this and that.
Well, a lot of people, like I said, we've had numerous conversations with about women smokers. Most of them are going to smoke one of your cigars unless it's flavored.
Yeah.
So that's a market that a lot of people try to capture because they're trying to get the women smoker in. Because if you get a woman smoker in, then their husband may smoke. That means there's just more clientele.
But I think that also that also makes me think when it comes to people coming into the shop the same way. I don't want everybody to come into the shop. I don't want to have beer bottles. I don't want to have this and that. I'm okay with the small clientele that I have. I'm okay with the right people.
Well, but that's the thing. You're looking for, like you said, a boutique for cigar smokers, for people that really enjoy cigars, not just your people that are smoke once in a blue moon, which you want to bring new people in, but you want them to try the milds and the Connecticut's and stuff like that. You want to bring them in with that and then have them slowly work their way up, but you got to always build on new clientele. But a lot of clientels now, they're trying to cater to the women because they're trying to bring the women in. Women bring, they say, more men and this and that, which is true to an extent, but yet you're not going to make like Acid makes 30 different kinds of cigars and probably 15 of them are flavored cigars.
Yeah.
Or you got certain companies that don't make any flavored cigars at all, but you got certain companies that just cater to infused cigars like the Tabac or something like that. It's a coffee.
Tatiana.
Yeah, so they're gonna try and bring the women in, or people that are trying they're newbies to cigars. They want to give them a flavored one, and then they slowly work their way up to a normal cigar that's not flavored. Where to me, I smoke a cigar because I want the flavor of the cigar, not the flavor of what they infuse.
The true fine tobacco taste.
Not the flavored part. To me, it cheapens the cigar, but that's just me. But I've been smoking for a long time. So.
Well, the universe worked his ways, and up to this point, I feel proud that I attract individuals like you. I attract people that really enjoy cigars. And that's what I'm gonna keep going. Every time Nick Cutro comes in here and I give him another of my crazy ideas, he goes, "Stick to what you like. Stick to cigars."
Sometimes, it's hard to say it. You have ideas, you brainstorm and this and that, but sometimes the original way that you started is the best way. You can grow with that and expand with it, but you stay stay in your lane of what you're doing. It's okay to have different ideas and venture out, like the cigar you're smoking now, stuff like that, where you're testing a different market, but yet you're still true to what you have been doing all this time.
And this, because it's contradicting doing this for what I always preach,
Right.
But this is because I don't want to put our brand on outlets, not outlets, on catalogs. I don't want to put my brand on catalogs because I do understand that catalogs, customers can really smell the cigars. So how they get the customer in the door is giving them a really good deal. I haven't done that ever with my brand. I'm not going to allow anybody to do it on a catalog.
Right.
But again, I do want people in catalog that they're always navigating only catalog. People even if they're visiting Tampa and they come in the shop and they go, wow, well I always order from so and so and so. They never go into a shop. Because for those people that never go into a shop, I want to find a way to say, look, there's a boutique cigar. We did this just for you guys in case you want to try it later on.
Right. Well, that's true. I mean, you can't compete nowadays with online shopping. You know, it's very difficult, I should say. It's not that you can't compete, you're on a smaller scale. But online shopping is the way of the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to do that, for you to branch out a little bit to where you can start that process, because you do online, they can buy from you online, but like you said, they've never been in the store, so they can find something at a good price, try it, say, wow, it's a good cigar. Let me go try their regular brand and go from there. So what you're doing is smart. It is, because you're stepping up to what everybody's expecting right now.
I'm not going to mention names because it's not professional, but one of the big boys online, online catalog, I came to me, the information came to me of the amount of cigars they sell daily. Do you have a clue? Think of the biggest one online and have a clue how many cigars they sell daily.
I couldn't even imagine what it is.
200,000 daily.
That's a lot of cigars.
And someone that came back into the game and right on his beginning with his new platform is doing 350,000 a week. That's a lot of cigars, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cigars. We sell online, I don't know, 1,500 cigars a month.
Well, hopefully that one, like I said, the one you're smoking now can start the process to where you can get up to, now you go to 5,000 a month, maybe you go to 10,000 a month, and slowly work your way up. And then now you bring up now you find another cigar like that you could sell economically and hit that catalog. And like I said, what it'll do is hopefully it'll bring them people to your regular site to buy your boutique cigars.
Yep.
Hey,
How are you, sir?
Good.
All right, guys, I think we did more than 30 minutes. I'll see you guys next Sunday again. And I had a great conversation with my good friend. We do this every week at least 3 times a week. But I say, you know what? Let the clients that are usually present to know a little bit of what we do here, how much we reflect, we think, we talk about life, we talk about cigars. And today was about cigars and some of the lounges around Tampa. We already did Davidoff and it was a great experience. And I learned a lot from the lounges. Keith is always inviting me and I got a lot more to learn. So please remember that we're here to serve others. Don't get confused. Whatever you do in life, you are serving others. So do the best you can, because you should treat others the same way you expect them to be treated. And here at Tabanero Cigars, we believe in the enjoyment of such a beautiful craftsmanship that, I don't know, for 45 minutes that we were talking here, it was like we stopped time, we reflected about life, and we talked about the future. Guys, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great Sunday. Keith, thank you very much, brother.
Anytime.